Hi, I'm Bob. We will answer the questions for Section 4 about the competition in the long run. I used the textbook Microeconomics, Theory and Applications with Calculus, the 5th edition by Professor Jeffrey Perloff. You can find an Introductory Microeconomics course from the link in the description below. The long-run market supply curve is the horizontal sum of the supply curves of all the firms in the market. If all firms are identical, entry and exit are easy, and input prices are constant, the long-run market supply curve is horizontal at minimum average cost. Let's solve exercise 4.1. In June 2005, Kodak announced that it no longer would produce black and white photographic paper, the type used to develop photographs by a traditional darkroom process. Kodak based its decision on the substitution of digital photography for traditional photography. In making its exit decision, did Kodak compare the price of its paper and average variable cost at its optimal output? Alternatively, did Kodak compare the price of its paper and the average total cost? In the long run, all inputs are variable. We usually use the terms average variable cost and average fixed cost in the short run, but only the term average cost in the long run. Kodak is making a long-run decision. It shuts down when the market price is less than its average cost at its optimal output. Let's try exercise 4.2. What is the effect on firm and market equilibrium of the U.S. law requiring a firm to give its workers 6 months' notice before it can shut down its plant? In the long run, the firm's cost will increase, and the long-run average cost curve and marginal cost curve shift upward as a result. The long-run market supply curve shifts upward. At equilibrium, the price rises from P1 to P2, and the quantity falls from Q1 to Q2. In the short run, the firm could not shut down even if the market price was less than its average variable cost. The shutdown rule doesn't work. Let's go to exercise 4.3. We draw figure 8.9 to show the situation where the short-run plant size is too large relative to the optimal long-run plant size. If the short-run plant size is larger than the long-run optimal size, the short-run average cost curve touches the long-run average cost curve at the upward sloping part. The competitive firm maximizes its profit by producing an output where the marginal cost curve crosses the market price line in both the short run and the long run. The short-run profit maximizing output is higher than the long-run profit maximizing output. The short-run profit is the blue area, which is smaller than the long-run profit of the green area. Let's find answers to exercise 4.4. Each firm in a competitive market has a cost function as follows. The market has an unlimited number of potential firms. The market demand function is Q equals 24 minus P. Determine the long-run equilibrium price, quantity per firm, market quantity, and number of firms. How do these values change if a tax of $1 per unit is collected from each firm? The long-run market supply curve is horizontal at the minimum long-run average cost. If firms can freely enter and exit the market, an unlimited number of firms have identical costs, and input prices are constant. From the cost function, we obtain the average cost function and the marginal cost function. To find the minimum average cost, we can use the fact that the marginal cost curve cuts the firm's average cost curve at its minimum. It leads to a negative output level. We cannot proceed. Suppose the cost function is as follows. We use the same method to find the long-run market supply. P equals 3/4. Combining the market supply with the market demand gives the long-run market equilibrium price and equilibrium quantity. The quantity of output per firm is 1/2. The number of firms is 46 1/2. If a tax of $1 per unit is collected from each firm, we can rewrite the firm's long-run cost function and then follow the same steps to find the answers. The long-run market equilibrium price increases by 1. The market equilibrium quantity and the number of firms fall, while the output per firm remains unchanged. Let's solve exercise 4.5. The major oil spill in the Gulf of Mexico in 2010 caused the oil firm BP and the U.S. government to greatly increase purchases of both services, various oil-absorbing materials, and other goods and services to minimize damage from the spill. Use side-by-side firm and market diagrams to show the effects of such a shift in demand in one such industry in both the short run and the long run. Explain how your answer depends on whether the shift in demand is expected to be temporary or permanent. We assume that the firms use the same size plant in the short run and in the long run, so that the marginal cost curve cuts the long-run average cost curve and the short-run average cost curve at the same place. The long-run market supply in a competitive market is a horizontal line at the minimum long-run average cost. As the demand curve shifts to the right because of the oil spill, the market equilibrium moves from E1 to E2. the market equilibrium quantity increases from Q1 to Q2, while the long-run equilibrium price remains unchanged. Each firm's output level is also unchanged. The number of firms increases to produce more output in the market. This is the situation in the long run. In the short run, however, the market supply curve is upward sloping. The equilibrium moves from F1 to F2. The shift in the market demand causes a rise in the market equilibrium price. At a higher price, each firm produces more in the short run. The number of firms cannot change in the short run. In the short run, each firm's profit increases, while in the long run, the firms still make zero profit after the demand shift. Thank you for watching this video and subscribing to my YouTube channel. See you next time.